stay away from people who see you for what you are. You need to find people that can see you for what you can be, for what your potential is, and then you do the best with those people.
Welcome to Making Conversation with me, Grant Brydon, a podcast about music, creativity and careers. For this series, I've sat down with a range of artists and creative professionals in order to learn about how their unique experiences and perspectives can help us in our own creative and business practices. For this episode, I spoke to Ragz Originale. Last year, Ragz put out his debut album Nature, which was one of my favourites of the year and still one that I recommend to people on an almost weekly basis. He's an incredibly diverse producer and vocalist who makes timeless music that is rooted in feeling and doesn't sound like anyone else. Ragz is also at the centre of the Mini Kingz collective, which features a lineup of similarly exciting, genreless artists, including Oscar Worldpeace, Cartae and BenjiFlow. We talked about the evolution of taste, building a movement, mentorship, the importance of artist development, and his ambition to create a trust fund for black female creatives. So the first question that I've been asking on a lot of these is what's your first memory of music? What's the first music that affected you in some way?
Music, probably like Disney films.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, I think like Disney films was definitely like a turning point. Like I always knew that I just loved the melodies.
Yeah.
And I just really loved the songs. I think everyone loved the songs as children, but I think I really loved the songs.
Yeah.
So it's like that's when I knew I just love melody. I keep trying to sing these melodies. Like it's affecting me. Like this music stuff, I knew it was deeper than just a cartoon or films that I watched on television. I think that's when I knew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was there any specific ones that you remember affecting you more than others with the Disney stuff?
What are you talking about? When I was my first ever time thinking, man, that's such a crazy memory. All right, so let's say we can get into So Solid, if that's the case.
Okay.
Like that. It's a lot later in time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But probably like Eminem's album, the Marshall Mathers LP, was like the first part of music that affected me. But I don't know if I even liked it. I think it was just so popular that I got into it. I think a lot of things were like that at that time. Eminem, and then you had to get into Exhibit because then you had to get into Dre and Snoop. You just had to know everyone. So it's like I know all the words to a lot of their first earlier albums just because I played it as like default. So I can't tell you whether I liked it or not, but I just knew it because that's crazy.
Some of that stuff hasn't particularly aged well, I think.
No, well, it depends. I think because you get older and know who you are. Because as a kid, I'm a consumer, so you don't know what you like, and that's a fact. Yeah. Because if I listen to like some of the songs I used to listen to now, like Eminem tunes or whatever, it's like I don't like them like at all. Maybe because I've become my own person or whatever. But I understand how kids consume. Yeah, it's not like anything to do with like taste. It's just this is popular, so we just consume it. I was a consumer in music. I really did like some songs that I thought I think I really like this. But growing up, it's like, all right, I actually like 2 out of the 15. Right. The rest was just scripture. Like Bible, you have to know it. Do you know what I'm saying? Of course. So, yeah.
And do you think, because I think I had a similar journey with regards to the sort of Eminem into Dre. Yeah. And then I think with hip hop, because there's so many featured artists, it's like you end up in this sort of family tree of just like following. It's like this artist featured here, so I listen to this person's album, and then the next thing you've got like 20 records.
There was like, so it was Eminem, then there was D12 album, which I also bought. First album I ever bought was 50 Cent's Get Rich or Die Trying. I actually go to the shop to buy it, and I definitely liked some songs. That's an album I actually liked. You get what I'm saying? Like I know I like this tune. You know what I'm saying? And then next one was probably So Solid, right? And then probably D12. I think those were my first 3 ever albums I actually purchased my own money. Yeah.
Okay. And what was your household like with regards to music? Was there a lot of music? Yeah, at home? A lot, man. Like my dad, a jazz musician, played bass, so he was always playing like jazz music and soul music. And my mum, she's like super religious, so
gospel, anything gospel. But then she also liked like country music, so there's a lot of Dolly Parton, Jim Reeves. Like, I know all the words to every Dolly Parton song alive today,
right,
word for word. You know what I'm saying? And then my sister was very into like the 90s R&B, anything like that. My older sister. So, but they were like, everyone really listens to music. So it's like, if you go in my sister's room, she'll have her own music playing. My mum might have her own thing going on, whether she's in her room or like headphones or whatever. Then my dad used to like just play the music out loud. So it's like, it's just music, but not as in, it's just everyone liked it. It was just like a thing in my house. So yeah, that's what my house was like.
What was your like, because I guess like you're listening to this like rap music and I guess I'm So Solid. What at that time, like what was your attitude to the other music in the house? Did you like it as well, or
it was cool? It was like, it was, but you know, as a kid, it's always like, oh, that's cool, man, that's what my mum listens to. Or you like it for bands, but you kind of like it, but it's like, I can't like this because I'm a kid and they're adults, so no, I don't like that. But you know, I know it. You get what I'm saying? That's how your attitude, because it's like, no, this is what we listen to. We're kids. We like this kind of stuff. It's always separate, but either way, you still learn it.
Yeah.
As it's playing. Do you get what I'm saying? You still know the song, but it's never for your age. I guess it was a lot more, mature. I guess R&B was mature, like teenagers, real teenagers, and then Dolly Parton and stuff is like, I wouldn't get caught dead telling one of my friends that I even know this song. You know, just be quiet. You know what I'm saying? So. And then like the jazz music, because it was like, my dad was always like, well, if I want to be, like extravagant or like, what's the right word for it? Bougie. It's like a bougie thing. It's like, you don't know about jazz. This is jazz. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That was my relationship with music.
So like, it was interesting. I think the thing that you said before about like, you were just liking music because it was what you had to like, or you didn't really know if you liked it. When do you think you started to develop an actual taste?
A taste. I didn't really have a taste in music until I kind of grew up, man. Until I kind of started to try and make it. Right. If that makes sense. Because I found what I like now, but it advances as it goes along. I know I've always followed melody to an extent, and obviously like rap culture is a part of my culture growing up. I started off in grime, so it was like, those are my avenues of making music. I always know the melodic parts and the more beautiful sounding kind of music was always what I'd gravitate to. It was either that or like super intense and dark. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's like, the taste grows because, my taste now isn't what my taste was last year. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. Only a few things survive the test of time. It's like you're growing and kind of learning yourself, I guess, becoming more of yourself. Yeah.
Like do you think you're like refining it as you go along?
Yeah, I'm refining.
Or you're broadening?
It's broadening and refining at the same time. Right. Do you get what I'm saying? Because it's always elevating. So when I listen to music, I always listen to learn things. Once I've learned it all, it's like being in school. Like I'm in year 8, and then when you go to year 9, I expect the year 9s to be playing, significantly different than the year 8s. Yeah. Do you get what I'm saying? And that's how I keep it. It's like, sometimes you go away. I say now I'm in like year 11. And some people still make music like this. It's like in year 9, not because it's bad music or anything. It's just they haven't done anything new, or there's nothing else to learn. So some people listen to music to escape and do other things. I actually just try and listen to like just learn. It's like I don't need to have. I can listen to music I don't really like. Just there's other things happening in it. Sometimes I prefer something that I've never heard as opposed to like keep playing constant music. Do you know what I'm saying? I get bored quite quickly. Yeah. But do
you have classics that you kind of go back to, or do you think that those things are not of interest?
There's a few classics. You know what I'm saying? 50 Cent's albums classics. A few Kanye classics. So Solid, the first album. Dizzy Rascal. Miss Dynamite. Those are like classics for that time. Yeah. And then we have like modern day classics, which I go back to constantly, you know. But as my favorite albums of recent is probably the Tame Impala one, The Currents, and then was probably like Conan Moccasin. I really love those two albums. Those are like my favorite.
Right.
Like, I love this. This is like complete for me. Yeah.
Yeah. At what point did you go from being someone who's consuming music to someone who wants to create music, and how did you like begin that journey?
Yeah, my family, man. Double S, he's an artist. Yeah, and obviously I used to go to his house a lot to get out. His mum was my childminder, you know, me and my little brother after school and stuff, innit? And he was in like a crew called Shoddy Crew, old school, real old school. And then I saw they was making beats on the Fruity Loops. I didn't know what the hell it was, but there used to be like 15 man in the house, just in his front room, just chilling. And they'd be using this program to make beats. And I saw it, I was like, bro, what is this? Like, I want to try and see what this is all about. Do you get what I'm saying? So at the time, it was floppy disks we were using them days, innit?
Yeah.
So I tried to like take, I didn't know you had to install programs.
Yeah.
So I thought you could just take the shortcut that it creates, copy it, and then it's going to work when you get home. So I put it on my floppy disk, went home, put it, and I was like, yeah, here's the thing, I copied it. It didn't work, you know? I didn't know you had to have like a exe installation file. I was like, what the hell is this stuff? And then finally got it together on the floppy disk. And I just started like self-teaching myself, like how to use it and how to get better. But that was my first encounter. I might have been like, 6. I found out about Fruity Loops, and then 7. I probably started trying to use it. 6. Can you imagine? It would be year 6, because that's the only time people could have 15 people in their house.
Yeah.
Can't have that in this day and age. So, was it year 6? It would have been it wouldn't be year 7 because it was year 6.
Yeah.
I think throughout that summer holiday.
Right.
That's when I discovered FL. It would have been FL2. We're in 13 or 12 now. That would have been Fruity Loops 2.
Okay.
Yeah, bro. So.
And what kind of sounds were you trying to make then?
Grime.
Right.
Grime, garage, anything grimy. You know, it can have like 5 things happening in the whole beat. As long as it sounds grimy and like a couple snares and it feels skippy, that's all we kind of needed. You know, you can make beats in a finished beat in 5 minutes, and that's it. You know, because there weren't much technicals to it. It's just like kick, snare. Where's the bass? Sub. You know what I'm saying? Vibe. Spit the bar. Drop your lyrics. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I was looking to make. You know, like I think it didn't even click into me that like you could add other melodic stuff in music. I always saw it as, some people make music and then we just make this. Right. I never even saw it as something to look.
They were almost like separate things.
Complete separate. It was like, I know we do this, they make music. When you hear that thing on the radio, that's just something you can't do and you never will do. It just didn't even cross my mind. It was like, we do this is how we make music, because that's just the way. You see what I'm saying? It's strange when I thought that, but
yeah. And when did you start to actually record vocals as well? Was that around that time, or was it a lot later?
No, it was it was in like year 8, I think, or something. Okay. I made my first dub with, funny enough, man, it's so funny. I made my first dub with this guy called Nathan, who owns a barbershop now, Smith's Hair Studios. Him and actually Benji. Right. Which is strange, because I didn't know him that well those days. It was just like Nathan's friend that lived on his road. Right. He went by another name at the time as well as myself, and we made a dub. Like a man will spit like 34 bars, not even equal, 34 bars. A man will come in and do 15, you know, and then man will do 18, and then go again. Like everyone has like their go. It was super loud, and just Scream made it on his laptop. Through, and the mic, we didn't have a mic, we had a webcam. Right. Webcam microphone, that's what we used to record it. And I don't even know what we was using. It wasn't even like I don't even know if it was a music software. You know them really simple things you can download just to record? Yeah. To press the record button.
Like Audacity and stuff.
Basically,
like that.
It was something like Audacity. So we put that in there, just put the beat and then press record, and we'd all record.
So you're kind of recording the beat out of the speakers back into the...
No, we put the beat in. We knew how to drag the beat in, but then we'd all record on the same line, like on the same stem. So it wasn't like chop take, Ragz take. Nah, we'd all go on the mic as if we're on a set, do our bit, and then my man would just jump in. We don't even press stop. Man would just jump in, and we're all on the same lead.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The whole tune, and just do it like it's like ready, and then everyone just move out the way. He comes and does his thing. Yeah, that's like the first thing I ever recorded.
And that's BenjiFlow as well, just for like...
Yeah, BenjiFlow. You know, but it's funny. Yeah, because that was a very long time ago. Wow. Yeah.
And at what point do you think that those two things you described before, like the music side and the grime, what you could make, when do you think that those first started to sort of blur together?
Maybe like as I kept making music, I found ways to like add melodic parts into it, but it was like there were so many transitions with it because I thought everything had to be in like a grime form. I was always trying to put it in that, and it's like kind of sandwiches, you know, like how much you can actually put within the music, you know. So it's like it's just so gradual from I had like old mixtapes and stuff. Anything you hear from me from back in the day is gonna have like crazy melodies in there, but it wasn't like defined until like college times.
What do you think made your mindset be like that, where it has to fit into that kind of grime form? Because
that's what we did.
Yeah,
and that's what we did in it as kids, and that was our culture. When we make music, we make grime, and everything else is just everything else. We didn't even really call it. We didn't call it grime then. Like it didn't even have a name. I don't even know where grime. I don't even really know where that term even came from. It didn't have a name.
Yeah.
You didn't go studio and tell someone you made a grime tune.
Yeah.
You just went to studio and said, "Here's my new song." So the whole grime thing.
I think from what I understand, that kind of came from journalists trying to put something.
Probably. It's like, because when I listen to like Rough Squad, you know, like all them old like Rough Squad, then there's like Meridian, you know, like I didn't say I'm listening. If someone asks me what you listening to, I'll say Meridian or like Rough Squad. That's what I'm listening to.
Yeah. I
wouldn't say I'm listening to grime
music.
Nah, I'd just say I'm listening to Dizzy Rascal. I'm listening to, you know what I'm saying? There weren't no term of it, and it's like I feel like the grime word is quite, I don't know, it's quite, it just sounds so, it's just so grimy. Like it's like it was just music, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was just that's all we did, innit? So it's like I think the term, I don't even know when that.
Yeah, because I remember reading an interview where like Dizzy Rascal said when he made Boy in the Corner, he was trying to make like 3 6 Mafia type stuff.
Yeah.
Like it's not, he wasn't trying to go, oh, this is what
man.
set of rules is.
Yeah, I think the grime word kind of boxed everything in, to be honest, because we just made what we interpreted was sick. So it's like, brother, if I go studio, I'm going to make something that I believe is sick and everyone else will think is sick. But there was no box, there weren't no rules. It was like, bruv, like Dizzy would spit on beats at like 124 BPM. It was just Dizzy Rascal. It wasn't, there was no like rules around what he was doing. Do you know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
But I guess it fit into a sort of UK leaning
let's
sound.
Say UK music. That's way better way of putting it, man. We're just making like UK stuff, what we listen to and what we do over here in UK.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this is probably a lot later, but like I found stuff where like, you know, you've done stuff with like Dej Loaf or whatever.
Yeah.
How did you start that transition into the more hip hop stuff, I guess?
You know, I don't know, the Dej Loaf stories, like I used to always do like a free beats zip folder.
Right.
Yeah, you know, back in the day, you could only like put zip folders up. That's how you know if someone was downloading your stuff, innit? So I had like a Free Beats Volume 1, Free Beats Volume 2. Lord knows how she found one of the volumes, and then vocaled like 2 of the songs, and she just messaged me like, "Yo, like I vocaled your songs, like we're gonna shoot a video to it." And I was like, "Oh yeah, cool, man, just some American girl." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I just thought, oh, just some American girl wants to. The internet was such a different place. It wasn't even like as broad. I didn't even use. She messaged me on Twitter, and it's like I didn't even use Twitter. Twitter weren't like a thing you used, innit? It was like,
right, yeah.
Twitter was like for like nerds, like, or people that just was really into the computer.
Yeah.
It wasn't seen as a general place. It's like where, like, you know, the concept of, or you just go on and just say something,
yeah,
and then look at other people saying stuff. Like the concept of Twitter was so like premature at the time, you know. So yeah, that's how that came about. Anyway, Free Beats Volume 1, and then she messaged me, and then they shot the tunes, and it's like she's just always been there, and it was always cool. And then one day, her tune just started blowing up.
yeah.
Literally, yeah. So I've done it for a long time, man.
Your music, to me, it doesn't sound like the aim is to make UK music, but it also doesn't sound like you're trying to make a music that really is like it doesn't really have a geographical location to me. It just sort of sounds like your thing. And so, and I feel like you are kind of globally minded. You're not trying to make music for like one area.
Nah, I don't even know. I've always been like that though. As a musician, I've always liked testing myself and like bringing new vibes to people.
Yeah,
like finding new ways to like challenge people and challenge the audience. I feel like I represent the others, like the rest of the world. Do you get what I'm saying? It's like we're in such a small-minded place where everyone feels they have to be a certain way, and it's like, nah, man, we can. There's not everyone wants to trap, you know. Not everyone wants to shot. Not everyone wants to like wear a chain. Not everyone wants to live like that. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like what's in front of us. Some people just actually want to live a normal life and enjoy other things, innit? But there's no like theme music that represents them. Do you know what I'm saying? Like people that want to branch out, because it's small-minded stuff as well. It's like keeps you here, but the world is a big place as well. Do you know what I'm saying? So I don't know why I make the music I make, to be honest. Like, it's just what comes natural to me, and I feel like it's more of a responsibility that I have more than like it's more of a responsibility than like something I want to do. Because if it's something I wanted to do for me, I just make what everyone else is making.
Yeah.
Quickly, do you get what I'm saying? And it's like, you know, have my chance, whatever, get my P's or whatever, because it's like a system that works. It's a formula that works. The fact that I'm still here making different kind of vibes, and the fact that I've been allowed to be here, like, you know, somehow God has created a way where I'm able to make this. So I owe it to myself. It's like I've actually been put in the position where I can try and make a difference.
Yeah.
So why not? That might be what I'm here to do. Do you get what I'm saying? So I think it's deeper than me.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't for me. Like, it's for them. It's for everyone else.
Yeah. Because it feels like that mindset is probably what means that like a set of beats that you make and upload as a zip file can end up with some American girl who makes.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it doesn't, and no one kind of spots it and goes, "Why is she on the UK?"
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's like, because I think, like I said before, I think your music just sounds like you. It doesn't really sound like anything that you would link to a place.
My dream is to just wake up one day and we've got like at least 20 more chart-topping individuals who were not, where I can't put my finger on why they got that perspective.
Yeah.
That's the most exciting thing, man. Someone with a new perspective to bring to the table, something else you can learn. That's my dream. It's like, if I can be one of the people that help start it off, fair enough. Do you get what I'm saying? It's like that's what I would really love to have in music, because other than that, I wouldn't make it, because it's boring. It's so boring, man. Like, music is like, you know, like, I don't know, it's subjective to opinion, but for me, it's just like, come on, man, like, it's too easy.
The stuff we were talking about before, the UK music, is still very like rap music focused. At what point, because I know now your music, the music you listen to is like a lot broader. I know we've talked about like Swedish pop music and stuff like that. At what point do you think that you started to like broaden the stuff that you were listening to? Probably
college times. So a few albums came out. It was like that first Laura and Vula album that really changed how I looked at music. And you know what really helped me? Blogs, man.
Right.
The blog days, man. That was everything. Like, all of that was it. I used to go every day religiously, bruv. Hype Track. That's not even around no more.
Yeah.
Pigeons and Planes. Hype Track, Pigeons and Planes. And what's the other one? There's another one. Crack in the Road or something? Or Crack.
Right, yeah.
Crack in the Road had like more indie music. Where Hype Track had kind of everything, a bit urban but a little bit alternative, and Pigeons and Planes always had just alternative artists majority of the time. And every day without fail, I'd go and check the blogs. Every day. If I missed a day, I'll go back until I find exactly what I had. And it's like I kept finding new music like that, and I got obsessed with like continuing to find like new music. I think college times.
What were you studying at college?
Oh, fuck knows, man. Bruv, I don't even remember. What did I do in college? Oh, I did business.
Okay.
Rubbish, man. You know what I'm saying? I did a business thing.
So none of the music has come from the education system?
Nah, man. Nah. Everything's been just self-taught.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I don't know. If you want to make music, I think you shouldn't really go and study it. It's not something to start. I think it's quite a waste of time. You know, you don't need to.
Not study it in that way, but I guess you still study.
Yeah. Not like to get a degree in music. Nah, wasting time. Wait, let me not say that, actually. You know, do your thing, whatever works for you, you know. Yeah.
What are the earliest things that you made that you feel like you can stand by now, that you feel like represent you properly and aren't just like you like learning? Everything,
man.
Yeah.
I think everything. I've never put out something that there's probably some rubbish on YouTube somewhere. You know, when you hear it, you'll just know it's rubbish. So he didn't mean that. But you know, ever since like, I think Oscar, when I first started working with Oscar, that's when we started to get like a consistent flow of some decent stuff that we kept putting in. So from the Oscar Worldpeace era,
right?
Yeah. Moving on, things got better. I think musically we started putting out things that we really liked. Yeah.
One of the other things I'm interested in is like this kind of thing that I've noticed of like, if you fit into a genre, it's easier at the start, but then you might not necessarily go that far because there's a lot of other stuff. Whereas when you don't fit into a genre, it's kind of an uphill battle, but the rewards may be bigger at the end. And I wondered what your perspective is on that, because it's very hard to describe to somebody what you do.
Yeah, some people say that, you know, anything worth having is not easy. At the same time, it's like music is just, as you get into music, and you've done it for a while, you understand that it's a lot more. I don't know. Some people might have it easier than me, so they probably have a total different opinion. I always see music as more of like a psychological thing, because you have to be you've got to really be in the mix of whatever's happening, because you got to understand how we think, how we feel at the time. You know, what season is it? Winter, summer? How does this feel? And how things will resonate with people. And it's just like mind tricks. That's how I look at music. It's like, yo, someone might have another opinion. Let me not say that, but I just see it as like, you've really got to be in the mix. You know, by the time you get to a certain point in music, you know what you need to do to have a hit. You know it. You know the ingredients. You know what you need to say. You know what you need to speak about. So whether you don't do that or not, it's just a decision.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying? So it is tougher for people that try and do the more left kind of stuff. Do you know what I'm saying? Because that's just what it is. Everybody's used to everybody's culture. Everyone knows what they want to listen to. We're used to what we're fed on the radio. The kids know what they like. We all know what we like. Nothing is pushed in front of us. As like back in the day, where like you'd have like Oasis. I don't know why I know Oasis. I like their songs, but why do I know them? Why do I like feel like that's something relevant to me? I've grown up and I don't listen to Oasis albums, but I still like their music. But it was in front of me. Even stuff like Basement Jaxx. because I was just more focused on So Solid, Heartless Crew and stuff. That's what I wanted, you know, like garage and grime tunes, Oxide and Neutrino. That's what I'd love to hear in front of me, but everything else was still in my face because we never used to have like the access of, I don't like that song, I'm gonna stream something else. The access weren't there. You had to wait for like your favorite video to come on. So you just have to wait for Robbie Williams, you know, Ronan Keating. And then you might see, you know what I'm saying, Missy Elliott might pop up and say, oh yeah, this is the one that I like, but you still get the education of you like it or not. To whereas now, streaming, you know, I don't need that. I watch what I want to watch, when I want to watch it, or like listen to whatever I want to listen to. So that's why it's a lot tougher, because everyone has a decision to make. I think the only streams of infiltrating are like radio. I think that's quite important because radio's radio. No one chooses what's on the radio, only they can. You know what I'm saying? So if they wanted to change how things were, that would be one way of doing it. And you know, another way is that Spotify playlist, you know, that's like the next thing. So like everything's kind of in those hands. Yeah. So it's a lot, you know. But it is what it is, Grant, man. But
do you think that, like, because obviously you said about representing the other, and I think for some people that could mean you're like this solo, like solitary person, but actually you've kind of like built a movement around that, and there's a lot of other artists that represent similar things to you, but all make completely different music.
Yeah.
How important has that been to like build like that network around you?
It's everything, man. That network is everything to me, man. It's like what I've been trying to do for a long time, man. It's everything. It's like, it's the example that we can do something else. It's just freedom, man. It's like someone fighting to be free. It's like, this is what I want to do. Do you get what I'm saying? It's like, I know I want to be successful and stuff like that, but it's like, if we can be the people that help push that narrative, I feel the world can be a great place. You know, you could wake up and feel different, like, you know, you're just feeling different. You know, imagine waking up and you just got to bang out like a drill tune. It's like your head's always in the one kind of space, or it's like, nothing wrong with drill, it might be saying that, but there's other things, you know. It's like when let's say like a James Blake fan, you probably think in your head, you probably map out how you think that person might look, what they might be into. There's always a path of how they would have got to that. Do you get what I'm saying? But the thing is, it's like a lot of more, it's so broad, and a lot more people can get into these things, you know, and I'm trying to like help bridge those gaps, you know, just to train, educate us, and, you know, make the world a better place, I believe. Yeah, hopefully.
And one of the things I wanted to talk to you about is like mentorship, because you talked about like how you've had conversations. I remember we did an interview where you talked about how like you had a conversation with A-Side, which then completely changed like your direction and stuff, or like Quez, who like executive produced the album. But then, so you've got mentors who you talk to and help you, but then you also, it feels to me at least, that you're also a mentor for some other artists and stuff. How important is that kind of chain of like sharing information, but also not having an ego so that you can take on other people's advice?
I say get the right friends. Get the right friends. Get the people that have their best interest in yourself. People that will allow you to be you and only think about ways to help you improve, as opposed to like ways to help you improve the vision at hand, as opposed to like ways to bend the vision a bit to try and make some things work. Without guidance, you can't really do anything, because someone has to tell you that this stuff is real. Do you get what I'm saying? Someone might look at like, I don't know, Benji tune or Oscar and be like, nah, I don't know if people like that music. People do like the music, so we have to be the example that make people think, oh, people actually do like the music. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then kids can wake up and be like, you know what? I'm gonna change it. You know, I was gonna go today and talk about like, you know, robbing this youth, or drawing this girl. You know, let me just think about something else. You know what I'm saying? Let me just think about something else I can say. You know, maybe let me try and make a song out of that. You know, let's try with the craft. If I never had these mentors, I don't know, man. I don't even know what I'd be doing. I wouldn't be here today. Do you know what I'm saying? Because they understand that I'm not huge, but they understand my potential. And I think they understand that how important it is for someone like me to continue. So their conversations will always be more about empowerment and other ways to believe in yourself. Someone has to gas you, man. Like, if you ain't got on to gas, you're finished. You know what I'm saying? Someone's got to be a fan and gas you. And somebody, they have to understand, like, yeah, I know you're not big, but they have to see you for what you can be.
Mm-hmm.
That's it, actually. People have to stay away from people who see you for what you are. You need to find people that can see you for what you can be, for what your potential is, and then you do the best with those people. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I'm just me, you know. But it's like what I can be is what I need to be like judged by. Yeah, trust.
But do you think those people also have to have like another side to them, like a bit of honesty? They can't just be like a yes man and tell you that everything you've made is a banger.
Impossible. They can never be. But all my mentors are amazing. They've got the best ears in the world, man. So it's like, they'll tell me, basically, when you get to a certain level, I think, people feel they can, it's like being an adult. It's like certain things your mum wouldn't say to you when you're 15. Now that you're 23, she'd be like, bruv, listen, this is what, you know what I'm saying? They can approach you differently. And that's the same thing. When like someone's doing music and they're just doing their thing, and it's like, all right, cool, you're just doing your thing, there's a certain way I'm going to speak to you about it and just help you empower yourself. I think because I'm at that level, and they're at that level, it's like, they just never hold back. They just tell me exactly what it is and what they think because they know I can handle it. And because I don't come across as like defensive, I just come across as, hey, what do you think? No? Yes? No? Rubbish? Trash? You got to be open to that. Because once someone senses that you're not open to that, they'll always approach you with care. And that might not help you grow. Because you might have you might get the wrong idea about something. And it's like, you don't always know the best thing in the room. You know, when I thought my album was amazing when I played it to A-side. I thought he was going to go mad. I was imagining his face. I was thinking, man, when he hears this, boy, he's going to go mad. And he's just like, yeah, he didn't even really move his head like that. And I was like, what? No way. It's like, yeah, man, Ragz, man. I was thinking, just trying to compete with like other rappers. And he's in my house, LA, telling me this stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I played one of Cartae's tunes. Cartae was in me at the time. He started moving his head like, whoo. And I looked, I was like, wow, look, I can't even get A-Side's head to move. You know what I'm saying? So I went back and worked a lot harder. And I am better now, you know. But if I never had that kind of honesty, you know what I'm saying, I wouldn't be here today.
Yeah. How do you approach, because I think, you know, putting stuff out under your own name, but then also you have this like, you know, behind the scenes element of like really pushing artists like Cartae. Like, how do you ensure that you're doing the same amount of work on both, or that you're like, you know, not keeping the best beats for yourself? Or
you don't know, innit? It's on a whim. I have no clue. I don't know if I'm doing good for myself or I don't know. I don't even know, innit? Like, all I know is that I can always do better for myself and for anybody else that I'm helping. That's one thing I do know. Whether how good I'm doing or not, I have no clue. You know, like, we'll just have to keep seeing it as we keep progressing, because, you know, at the end of the day, this vision's so hard. It's a tough vision to push. So I expect it to be a lot harder, a lot more strenuous, and, you know, like, I don't know, man. I hope I'm doing a good job. I could do better. Yeah, we could always do better. Yeah.
What urges you to do that, to help people? Because whenever I speak to you, it's never just about, it never feels like you're just talking about your own stuff. You're like very conscious of the people around you and are trying to progress everyone.
That's the kind of person I've always been, man. I've always been like a responsible person, man. I'm a caretaker, man. I take care of the family first. There's this thing, it's like, if you think of like entertainment and anything, when one person makes it out, it's never as fun, because you have to start going like fashion week with like people on your level, but you don't even know them, laugh at rubbish jokes and smiling all the time, and you know, you might not even be in that vibe. You know what I'm saying? You can't feel as strong because it's like you have to help everyone else is still on the ground, or you go and join a new clique. It's one of the two things you can do in this game. You either help all your friends and help them get up, or you go and join new people and then come tell your real friends the stories about how great your life has been, and just look at them in their faces. That's how I see it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's one or the other. We've all got to get there, not just one person. Everyone has to get there. Like, we're a family. Never leave anyone behind. Yeah.
Because you're someone who's always like, I feel like your music and your taste level and everything that you're doing is always progressing. Does that ever make it hard to release music because you know that in 6 months you might be on a completely different vibe?
No, because fortunately enough for me, I think I make timeless music. So
yeah,
it's never hard. It's never hard to make music. Because we all specialize in making timeless moments. So it's like whenever it drops, when it decides to drop, it will be just as amazing, you know, whenever it decides to come out, because I feel like we still, as a culture here, we have a lot to learn musically before we have to start. Like, basically, none of us are on our toes, man. Like, I think we're really good. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I think we're really good, man. So, no stress for that.
Yeah. And I like the way that you give the music time to breathe, because I'm still, like, literally earlier this week I was recommending Nature to somebody, and it's like,
thank you, man.
But it's just like, you know, it doesn't feel like a lot of other albums that came out a year ago would actually, because music's moving so fast, wouldn't really cut it.
Yeah, because that's the whole thing about making, like, moments, man. Timeless moments, you know, that is what you need to, because it always stands the test of time and people can always discover it. That's the thing. It's always new to somebody, man. Like, but you got to really make the extra effort. That's why it's like, if you try and make tunes to keep up with everyone, they can never last as long. See what I'm saying? But it's like, trust me. Yeah. Anyway.
Because of the way that you think about music and the way that you listen to music and study it, I wondered, like, whether there is a disparity between the music that's in your head and the music that's actually you're, like, outputting.
100%, man. Like, I don't listen, like, it's totally different. The music I listen to has nothing to do with what I put out.
Yeah. And
it's like, that's one thing as a musician you have to accept. You've got to accept that Kendrick is not going to be Tinashe. Tinashe is not going to be Lauren Villa. Lauren Villa is not going to be Robbie Williams. You've got to understand and accept that these are all great people in their own right. They do what they can do best. That's their special power. Where you can get it messed up is hearing something, really loving it, wanting to make something like that, and it isn't for you. And you keep trying to get to that thing that wasn't yours.
Yeah.
It's not your superpower, bruv. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, Wolverine's got these spikes. Cyclops got the eyes thing. You don't see them trying to have each other's powers. That's what you have to take in consideration. Once you find out what your thing is, no one can ever touch you at your game. It's only when you play other people's games, it's when you start losing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, stay in your game.
How do you work out what your superpower is?
You find out what you're best at. So for me, let's say that Nature came out, and you just go to the moment that everyone liked best.
Right.
Yeah. By trying to put stuff out and finding out, you know.
So it's like trial and error, kind of.
Trial and error. To find out what your best power is. Yeah, my best moments are what everyone else kind of liked, and you know, whatever comes natural to you, that's how you find it. It's like when you go in there and you do this, it's like whatever, right? This is what I did straight away. Find your way, find the best version of yourself through whatever was natural to you. Don't try and, you should never be trying. Like, I want to try. No. You can get inspired, that's fine, but don't try to do what someone else does if it's not your thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's how you lose. Like, music I listen to, admire it, you know, like Tame Impala. I don't make music like Tame Impala.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite albums. I have nothing to do with that. I listen to it like, man, if I could just, there must be a way I could, man, you know what I'm saying? But I know Tame Impala are Tame. Ragz is Ragz. I know that if they probably heard my album, they'd be able to appreciate it just as much as they'd appreciate their own. See what I'm saying? But thinking that I need to make Tame Impala music so Tame Impala like it.
Yeah. But the influence is there, because when you say that you like Tame Impala, it's not like a surprise. Do you know what I mean? It's not like, wow, he listens to that, because that is like, they're not a million miles away. But obviously, like you say, it doesn't sound like you're trying to make Tame Impala records. So I guess the influence naturally seeps into the music without overtaking it.
Most definitely, because you learn. There's things I can take from that album and pull it into my own. Do you get what I'm saying? That's why it's important to branch out. If you're always listening to the same thing, how do you learn? It's like reading the same book every day. Yeah. What new information do you get? Or reading the same paper. That's actually better. If you read the same newspaper every day, you haven't learned anything. There's no new news. Same thing with music. Yeah. There's no different. People just think it's different because it's music. It isn't. Yeah. From putting out Nature, what have you learned in that sort of trial and error way that you were describing? What have you learned that will now go into the music that you make moving forward, or the music that you're making right now? Nature was like, I kind of put that out just to see what happens. I didn't know if anyone is even going to like it. You know what I'm saying? But from Nature, I kind of learned more of what my fans like and what they're into. So it's like, there's going to be ways I'm going to manipulate this next project that I'm going to do, and it's a lot more tempo based as well. I realise that my fans like to move a lot. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to put some more tempo in there. A lot more sweeter, tasteful melodies as well. Nature was quite a mood, and it was like a time, space and time. So we're going to brighten it up a bit as well. It'd be nice to get some elements like that in there. And just be more myself, man. You know, really try and push it with the next one, yeah. When you were talking before just about music as like newspapers, what's some music that's come out recently that you've felt like, whether you liked it or not, you really learnt from it? That's a never-ending conversation, Grant, man. That's like, I hear something new every day that I like, man. Like, you know. And how are you like finding music? Is it streaming services, or like how are you discovering new stuff? Spotify sometimes, going out, hearing music, and then and recommendations. I think recommendations is my most, it's the highest, but recommendations and like Spotify playlists and stuff. That's kind of how I've been discovering, because the blog stuff isn't really there like that anymore. Relevant. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So. But going out as well, I think, do you think it's important to get it from that environment rather than just sat? Most definitely, because then you kind of know what you'd want to do. You know, if you want to like go out and see what people are listening to, where's the energy, where's the kids, where's the youth, what kind of bass lines, what's driving them, what's making them move. You got to go out and feel it. You can't play it in your house. Yeah. It's not the same. You got to feel it. You got to be in the crowd, 200 people, whatever. Everyone's in this moment, and you just kind of, all right, cool. That's how that moment went down. And you make it in the studio, just in the studio. You don't know how it's going to affect people, how it's really going to feel until you like hear it out. I think it's important to go out and see what DJs are doing. Yeah. And again, is it same with music? You can't just go to the same party every week. Well. Or do you have to get it from different spaces and different DJs? And you just have to hope that the DJ actually changes their set list now and then. Yeah. And I think you'll be fine. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can try a party in other places, but it's not as necessary, man. It's just like every now and then, go to a rave, whether Fashion Week or whether go Fashion Week, and see what the DJs are playing, see what people like. And just see how they react. It's not as detrimental, but it definitely does help if you want to get the vibe of energy. You know? Like you have to feel it though in the flesh. Yeah. Especially if you're trying to make music to make people move. Yeah, yeah. If you want people to move, you gotta go out and see what they're moving to. Got to see how they're moving. There's like old bounces. You might not even have the new bounce. There might be a new bounce. You got to learn it. You know what I'm saying? You got to get out there, man. Yeah. Yeah, you got to feel it, man.
What do you think's been the most difficult thing that you've had to overcome so far in your musical career?
Understanding that I am my own person and like coming to terms with like, you know, whatever's for me is for me. You know, I just have to be like, whatever's for me is for me, and accepting that my journey is of purpose as opposed to for me. So just accepting that, yeah, my journey is just a purpose. I have like a purpose as opposed to like I'm making this music for my own self-benefit. Once I accepted that, everything was a lot easier to do, and I understood why I make, and why I have this perspective. It's like it's deeper than me. It's, you know, it's nothing to do with me. It's for you lot. And it's like, as I keep saying, man, the whole reason, like, even me just being here today, being able to give you lot nature, that's a blessing. Like, just being able to do it, you know, it's like, it was so diverse, and a lot of people got to hear it. And it's like, in my head, it's like, the happiest moment is like, man, I can't wait when people play track 1. What are they going to be thinking? What are they going to be doing? Because I know for a fact this is going to be fresh sounds in somebody's ear. That's so exciting, man. You get what I'm saying? And like, the fact that I was able to do it, you know, things have allowed me to be here to like even give this stuff to you. That's a blessing in itself, man. That's enough for me. So if I continue doing that, you know, I'll just be happy, man. You know what I'm saying?
And what does success look like? What's the kind of ultimate vision for where you're trying to go?
No, we're already successful, man. You know, I'm not gonna lie. Like, we're alive. You know, we're here. You know, we're still in the game. You know, music is tough, but we're still doing it. Every day it's successful, man. There's always like, everything else is a blessing. Accolades and stuff, awards, whatever. But it's a journey, you know. As long as you're able to do it, you know, it's like my whole thing was always trying to like leave work back in the day. Like, oh, that was my dream, man. If I could just wake up and just do music, that would be amazing. Like, that's success. I've been able to do that for so many years now. And it's like, man, I'm fine. That was the hell. The hell part was having to work and trying to juggle it. The fact that I've made it off that ground is like, yo, my journey's, it's already happening. It's already in motion. Do you get what I'm saying? It's like everything else is a bonus.
Yeah. What happened to allow you to leave work?
Faith. I'm joking. But obviously I did like a gamble, man. I saved up a lot of money when I was at my last. This is probably like 5 years ago, but at my last job. And I saved money and just took the dive, you know, and I just said it just has to work itself out. So I did some like production stuff, which kind of helped me stay afloat, to where I didn't have to go into work and I could just focus on doing other things. Do you get what I'm saying? So that was a big blessing as well, being able to like survive in other ways of music other than me having to be front forth as an artist, and it kind of allowed me to develop myself. So it's like, whether there'll be another person with that perspective, I'm not sure. Because how else would you make nature? Not to big up the album, I'm just saying, why would you have that perspective? Because if I'm a brand new artist, my whole focus is being able to like get my stuff, my ship moving. So I'd be doing music that everyone else would it'd be easier to get into, because that will help the ship move, you know, financially, get some bookings and stuff like that. So you can only kind of make an album like Nature if you don't have like pressure. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you can only do it without pressure, because you need time to develop and get it to that stage. Because someone would be like, yo, man, why would you drop that tune, man? Don't you want to make peace, fam? Do you get what I'm saying? That's like, why are you doing that, man? Just go and do, like, come on, bro. Don't you want to make peace, fam? Like, you know what I'm saying? You have to come to terms with that. Only someone with peace, you gotta have peace of mind. You know what I'm saying? But you can't do it if you're stressed, because then you end up, you know, you have to take desperate measures sometimes, and you might do something that you might have not wanted to do at the time. So, and that's why like development is like is the key. You know, development. However you do it. People need time to develop, to be themselves. But, you know, with development comes financials, and not everyone wants to, like, not everyone wants to take the gamble and lose the money, you know.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's
yeah,
like that's why no one gets developed. You know, like big conversation now. I know this is off topic, but anyway,
Okay.
big conversation is like, all right, so let's look at like dark skinned girls, bruv. Yeah, I know no one really touches on this. Yeah, bruv, we have none, bruv. None, bro. We have Neo. And then there's like Ray Black. Tell me if I'm missing anyone. And Vula, bruv. I'm probably missing someone, but man, you're telling me only 3 girls want to sing?
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
seriously, bro, like 3? How can they be 3 at surface level, man? And it's like, come on, man. Like, but it's just like, I hate that narrative, but it's like, you know, when I think that's one of my goals, man. Like, if I like make a lot of money in music, hopefully, man, I want to like build a foundation, like actual trust fund for like dark skinned female creatives, not the men, because the men don't get as hard as women. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. There's something about a man. It's like such a male dominant industry, so it's like whatever the man says, the man says. It's like if a guy makes a shit tune, no one ain't telling him the tune shit. They just say, yeah, well, shit, you know, and then move on. But when a girl makes a shit tune, people kill the girl. Like, you know what I'm saying? Even girls kill the girl. A girl won't tell a guy his tune shit. They'll let him do his thing. But if a girl makes a bad tune, it's like the standards such that triple standards. Girls have to be like, the girl has to be pretty, her weave, all these things have to be done to get that minimal approval, where a guy could make a greasy tune on a block, but a girl can't do that. There's so many things that come together with the girl. But it's like, how do you expect a girl to no one has peas to do, you just can't do it.
Yeah.
How do you expect her to get her shit right? Do you get what I'm saying? It's not easy. As like a guy, we can do the scruffy thing, get fans and stuff like that. Girls gotta look sharp, they gotta get the right lessons, you gotta sing well, do you get what I'm saying? Like, I definitely want to create like a foundation. I'm gonna do it as well, you know what I'm saying? God willing, God bless me, I swear to God. Like, just a foundation for dark skinned creative musicians, you get what I'm saying, just to help them get their stuff together, because they need the investment. Like, when I was like coming up and doing sessions and stuff like that, yeah, so I go in all these like session rooms, and it's like I don't see dark skinned girls getting the opportunity. I don't see them in there. I don't see people like taking them under their wing for management and like putting them in positions where they can actually get better, because that's what they need. They don't get it, you know what I'm saying? So it's like the fact that there's only 3, I've only named 3, is like, bruv, you telling me
3 that spring to mind straight
3
away,
that spring to mind, but it's like on surface level, that's terrible. In the whole of the UK, bruv, are you crazy? So it's like they just don't get the development, because obviously the gamble was not like, it's not like a pretty not pretty, but like, you know what I'm saying, you know, the casual, like, you know, the glamorous light skinned girl who just get more shots. It's just what it is. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, it's easier to develop, not like saying that, you know, they don't earn it or anything, or they're not good at music. It's just that the gamble gets taken.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I understand it, because, you know, obviously working with like a lot of creatives, you know, I work with a lot of like dark skinned girls who are creatives, and it's like, man, you could be so sick if just someone just believed enough to just put the money in. Where it's different in America. Black girls everywhere, bruv. But the difference is it's black people in the offices. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? There's black vice presidents who will spend all the money, give them the mad budget for the video, give them the development, sign them, do all that stuff, because they understand what's going on. They'll take the gamble on their people. So it's like, you know, and, you know, over here it's just not like that. Do you know what I'm saying? You know, like, we're not in the, you know, the VPs like that. It just doesn't happen. Do you know what I'm saying? So I definitely want to like start that foundation, because I know, you know, working with so many artists, how important it is to be developed. It's like a lot of artists now, look at like Dev Hines, you know, he does this thing in America, Kelsey Lou, America. These are like all UK artists, you know what I'm saying? LMA, America. You know what I'm saying? All of these things, and it's like, yo, sometimes here, it's just slower. See what I'm saying? Like, when you have like, but it's like that development is necessary. You have to have the development, but it comes with investment and it comes with belief. So, God willing, I want to open that up, man, you know, and put some money down for like girls. I don't know, I fund their like EP campaigns and stuff like that, and just talk them through it, just trying to just help them, like, boom, go and do your thing. Everyone gets a fair shot. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, God willing, man. So that's just one thing I've noticed in the UK. We could definitely do with some more dark-skinned heroes. The kids need some more people to look up to. You know what I'm saying? It's like we need some more dark-skinned heroes in here, man. Like, you get me? We got the men, but there's the queens, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, where are they, man? God willing, we need more, man.
Yeah. And lastly, what are you most proud of about what you've achieved on this journey so far?
I don't have a most proud moment. I'm just happy that I'm still alive. That's what I'm happy about. I'm happy that I'm still alive and still able to do it. And that's my goal every day. It's like, tomorrow I'm not able, I wake up wicked. It's another day to fight. Do you know what I'm saying? It could be worse. Could be better though. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm happy that I have a family unit that I'm happy I have a family. That's what I'm happy about, man. I'm happy that I'm not alone in it, and everyone's seen everybody for what they are. And, you know, people are finally recognizing that there's an intention behind it. I'm happy at what we're creating. You know what I'm saying? Because it's going to be dangerous. Crazy dangerous in a couple of years. And I'm happy that the vision that I had then, everyone's being able to see it now. You know, yeah. That's my most happy moment. The Mini Kingz family.
Thank you for listening to Making Conversation with Grant Brydon, featuring Ragz Originale. If you like this episode, then please be sure to rate, comment and subscribe wherever you're listening to podcasts. You can find Ragz at Ragz Originale on socials and check out his album Nature on streaming services. You can find me on social media at Grant Brydon. Thank you to Kiki, where this series of Making Conversation was recorded.